All right, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. It's a pretty nice looking Friday morning. Looking forward to this evening. We will be downtown as part of the first Friday Art Walk. Looking forward to that. We haven't done this in 2 months because last month we had a gig up in Chattanooga for the first Friday, so we weren't able to do the first Friday of October. So we'll be doing it tonight. I kind of missed doing it last month. I kind of was excited about what we were doing in Chattanooga, but at the same time, I kind of missed doing what we like to do here in Ocala.
Yep.
It's only one Friday a month, and they only do it during the autumn and winter, right?
Yep. They start in September, and then they go through the end of May.
Okay.
So through May. So
So
June,
take the
July, and
summer off.
August, there is no first
It's gonna
Friday Art Walk.
feel like summer tonight, though, right? Looks
Yes,
like
it
the weather's
is.
going to be nice.
Sure.
So if you're downtown Ocala, we're not busking for anything. In other words,
No.
we're not taking tips. We usually,
No.
whenever you see Robert and I playing someplace, and we've got the kitty out there for contributions, it's never for us. Just so you know that.
Never for us.
And it's usually for one organization or another. But tonight nobody asked us to do it. So tonight we're just going to play for just to play.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. We're
always-
just
always
playing,
fun.
not raising money for anybody.
Tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow and Sunday is the 31st annual Ocklawaha River Raid Civil War reenactment.
Yeah, that is so cool.
So let's talk about that for a second here. This will be held both days this weekend, and the weather looks like it's going to be beautiful. It's hosted by the 2nd Battalion Hardee's Brigade Civil War Reenactor / Living History Units. We've had them in the studio.
Yep.
We are pleased, it says here, to announce this event held in cooperation with the Florida Horse Park. It will take place on their grounds, located at 11,008 South Highway 475. It's a large area. It's just south of Ocala, west of Bellevue. We've been there a couple times.
Yep.
This living history event commemorates the March 1865 Union Army raid on area plantations and the resulting skirmish with local Southern troops that was the only battle of the Civil War to occur here in Marion County.
Isn't that something?
So you want to take the kids to something historic, get them to see this up front and personal. This year marks the 31st annual event of this reenactment, making it one of the longest-running reenactment events in Florida.
Everything's authentic.
So this is very cool. This is very
Very
cool.
cool.
You know, forget all the controversial stuff about Johnny Reb, about the rebel flag.
Yeah.
This is part of our history. It's going to be reenacted, and it's a great way to see up front, hey, these men went into harm's way because they were asked to. They were asked. Those in the Union Army were asked, would you help us fight this war? Those in the South were asked, would you help us fight this war?
Right.
You know, and these guys said, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. I'm going to go help. And then they didn't come back, many of them. You know, they died in these things. And the only battle here in Marion County was the one that's going to be reenacted tomorrow and Sunday. In the spring of 1865, and by the way, this weekend it'll feel like the spring, so it'll feel like the springtime, right? Nearly 4 years of war had gone by, and though numerous battles had occurred, no engagement had yet taken place here in Marion County. But that all changed on March 7th of 1865. Sergeant Major Henry Thomas and a company of Union soldiers of the 3rd United States colored troops from the Union garrison at Jacksonville moved up the St. Johns River by boat, disembarking at a place known as Fort Gates. From there, the federal soldiers marched overland into Marion County. I believe this is over. Maybe I don't want to say because I think I'm wrong, but where it is. Crossing the Ocklawaha River, the raiding party fell upon the Marshall's plantation, which was a large syrup and sugar-making facility that supplied the Confederate forces with those products. The attacking forces destroyed 80 gallons of syrup and 200 hogsheads of sugar.
Wow, so that's a new way of weighing stuff down.
along with the machinery that made them. They took slaves, wagons, horses, and assorted property with them. The Union troops started back toward the Ocklawaha River. Before long, the local Confederate troops became aware of the Federals' presence, that would be the Union Army. While the Union men were setting about their actions at the plantation, a servant took to horseback and rode into Ocala and brought word of the raid.
Isn't that something?
Captain Samuel Howes had to tear the paper, and the Ocala Home Guard militia were soon on the march to the Marshall's plantation. Captain John J. Dickinson of Company H, 2nd Florida Cavalry, was near Ocala at the time and received a similar notice of the enemy's action. The Home Guard soon caught up with the raiding force just as they left the plantation, and a running battle now began toward the Ocklawaha River.
That is pretty fascinating.
Falling back to the Marshall's Bridge near the site of the present-day Sharps Ferry Bridge, give you an idea of where this was, the Union troops then withdrew across the Ocklawaha River, and they set fire to the bridge.
Gosh.
They burned the bridge, blocking the pursuit of the Home Guard. The skirmish resulted in 2 of the Home Guard killed and 2 mortally wounded, with 2 dead and 4 wounded among the Federal ranks. Once across the Ocklawaha, the Federals attacked another plantation but did not destroy it. They soon resumed their march, but the challenges for the Union forces were not ended yet. Upon hearing of the raid, Captain Dickinson moved toward the scene with 50 Confederate soldiers. This is all going to be reenacted tomorrow and Sunday.
Yep, it's all going to be reenacted.
The skirmish had concluded by the time he arrived in the area. His command crossed the Ocklawaha River and continued in pursuit of the Union force, which was now headed toward the Federal garrison in St. Augustine. Within a few miles of the city, Dickinson's troops nearly caught up with their adversaries. Realizing the enemy was close behind them, Thomas's soldiers, Thomas again with the Union, keeping it all straight, abandoned their captured prizes and successfully entered the safety of St. Augustine. All that they had taken from the plantations, except for 1 horse that was killed during the raid, was returned to Marion County by the Confederate soldiers.
Oh my gosh, isn't that something? Wow.
So this weekend is the weekend that they reenact all of that I just read to you. They do it every year, the first weekend of November, and there you go. It'll come to life. So you need to know where, when, and all that, right? Well, you know where. It's at the Florida Horse Park. It's cool. You know, you can visit some of these sugar plantations too, by the way. What was that sugar mill we went to?
Oh,
Is it
in
still working?
Yulee, yeah, still. Can't remember the name of it.
Now, I was not supposed to publish this until today, right?
What's that?
This whole announcement? Oh,
yes. No. That was
last week.
Yeah.
Well, they had the what do you call a boycott day or something?
Week. Yeah.
So
we
what?
Put it on Facebook.
Do I need to tell you any more? Do I need to give out phone numbers or anything?
That's it.
Well, just go to the Florida Horse Park. The Ocklawaha River Raid is open from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday, tomorrow and Sunday. The actual battle reenactments are at 2 p.m. both days. The public are encouraged to arrive early and tour the grounds and the authentic camps before the battles. The admission to the reenactment event, here's what you want to know, $10 per carload.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
$10 a carload. Various food concessions will be available. There is oh no, there's no website. There's just an email here.
Yep. And it's all authentic, so when you talk to the people at the camps, they're like back in time during that particular battle.
And they're in character?
Talk to you. They're all in character, yep.
All right.
They're all in character.
All right. So, you know, we've been talking so much about so many things that are still like a few weeks away. We've been talking about the Light of Ocala. We've been talking about, you know, the holidays in general.
Yep.
And this is happening this weekend.
It is, tomorrow and
Very,
Sunday.
very cool. And we're really embracing our history a lot more than we once did. I mean, they're rebuilding Fort McCoy, right? That's going to be cool when that's done.
Yep.
All right, we will take a break. We have a guest on the other side of this break.
Yes, we do.
She is Barb Den. She's a practicing women's health nurse, speaking about the 50th anniversary of the National Nurse Practitioner. We'll find out what that means when we come back.
weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny and quite warm today. Watch out for a shower or thunderstorm, mainly this afternoon, though. The high 84 to 88. And tonight, fair skies and warm, low 67 and a few inland spots, 70.